Hello everyone and welcome to our today's discussion. I am Atika, will be your online moderator for today's discussion. We also have the fabulous panelists with us today, which is Dr. Zari Sofia, the Vice President of Dermatological Society of Malaysia, and the second is the sweet and bright Dr. Sarah Atika, a founder of Center Modern Aesthetic Medicine. And the third is Prof. Dr. Aidilha Sabrina, the Senior Director of Pharmaceutical Engineer of Ministry of Health Malaysia. And lastly, we have Mr. Shadi Amza as a Managing Director of L'Oreal Malaysia. Thank you for joining us today. So our today's topic will be the effect of beauty propaganda to the female consumer. So the main purpose I assemble all of the aspects here is to explain, share, or maybe discuss about today's topic that will make it clear or to make it smooth to our viewers understand what is beauty industry propaganda or maybe a little bit tricks. Without wasting time, let's start. Women nowadays are obsessed too much with appearance. Okay, beauty touches all of the senses and it's filled in our innermost. So beauty is also a blessing to us. So they has aimed too high about the beauty standard and including me as a woman. So we are also the most insecure people in the world. There are certain ways of promoting such as propaganda. So as we know, propaganda is the most important thing to attract the human being desire. So this propaganda also gave a lot of benefits to the beauty industry. Some are saying that it has been a immense pressure to us as a woman. So what do you think about the beauty propaganda?
Thank you for our moderator, Atika, for giving a warm greeting. In my opinion, beauty propaganda are the slogans or spread of messages from the producer to the consumers. Personally, I am really into beauty and fashion. However, the situations nowadays shows clearly how the beauty propaganda are influencing the consumers, especially from the female community. I shall argue that this particular field isn't limited to the female community anymore, as producers are having a more versatile approach even to the male community.
In my opinion, beauty propaganda is like an act based on the beauty of subject or even object to attract people. Beauty is subjective, but sometimes we have set the standard for something to be considered as beautiful. For example, in some countries, having a fair skin might be the standard. In contrast, people with darker skin might be favored in other countries. By using the standard, companies and brands might look for these beautiful people to be the face of their brand as it is able to attract consumers. That's all.
Okay, I see you guys have a different opinion on this. So, but for me, everything is beautiful. Everyone is beautiful. So there are many of the big company use the propaganda such as advertisement, a review, and so on in order to influence others. Some of them maybe can give a positive feedback, and according to the analysis, this certain way may influence people by emotionally and physically. Some of the international website that I have visited, which is Voices of Youth, already express their feelings to the beauty standards. For me, it gave a big insecurities and obsession of the beauty can be a disease. Therefore, can I ask you guys, maybe did you agree that the beauty propaganda is used in the beauty propaganda?
As of this situation, I agree with the fact that beauty propaganda is having certain influences toward the target group. For instance, a lot of advertisement are emphasizing on the natural content or the benefit of their product. This will subconsciously direct the user to a general perception or positive image regarding the product, while the reality might be clearly the opposite.
I believe that throughout our civilization, propaganda had always been used as medium to spread idealism. This is clearly something useful for the entrepreneurs like me to have a low-cost promotion. As an example, the manufacturer will utilize the fame of certain celebrities by employing them as the ambassador of their products. Let me give you an example. As we know now, in Malaysia, beauty products known as Cetaphil have used celebrities such as Lisa Surhani and Hana Delisha as their product ambassador. This is definitely would bring certain influences to the public when we are having long-term approach to it.
From my point of view, social media, which had been used recklessly for the past decade, is the most suitable way for individuals to spread their ideas. Most of us are having the tendency of following the trends that have been proved up by the famous individuals, and this part of our culture of following others' footsteps. In short, I will agree with the fact that the beauty propaganda did brought detrimental effects to people at some point. But however, it is not being overloaded with unnecessary or fake information that might make the situation become more acceptable.
Oh, it seems like you are agree. It seems like you are agree with the beauty propaganda, but you also say that the beauty propaganda broke detrimental effects. So can you explain more or clearly about what you mean by the beauty propaganda did broke detrimental effects?
In my point of view, what I mean is like the beauty propaganda state actually influence people in a negative way, but not completely. In the sense that it might be case like the previous thing that I have said, those bringing negative impact, but if you are using it in a way what you are supposed to use it, then the negative impact will not be the huge.
Well, for me, in my opinion, there are some negative impact of beauty propaganda, especially when people influenced by the beauty product by just watching the ambassador who are make review about the product they have to. People will easily buy the product even though they risk their own life. What it means is a major issue that they are not being verified by Ministry of Health (MOH). All of the product, especially the product that you will eat, need to be verified, and most of them are not having it because of the propaganda. They are not really putting the right information regarding their ingredients or what is really inside.
Oh, thank you for that informative explanation. It seems like clearly now. So, to all of the consumer, you have to use your beauty product correctly. Make a research first. It is important. So let's move on to the another question. According to the expert opinions and discussion just now, it is make we all know that there are many type of propaganda used, such as social media, advertisement, a pet review, and article in the magazine. So consequently, it may give a big opportunity and impact in all aspects. So thus, do you guys don't mind to share what are the effects of the beauty propaganda?
Um, I think some industries that can be attributed to beauty propaganda is in modeling. Companies often look for models that is skinny. The effect until now, the standard of having to be skinny in order to look pretty has been engraved in the society mind for a long time. However, at the same time, beauty isn't become one of the kind that people must spending a lot of money, even they are risking their life to achieve their beauty standard to the public. So in the sense that it will actually causes bad effect.
Well, beauty propaganda has led to the existence of beauty standards. In turn, this has raised an issue in which younger generations are trying hard to fit into the society benchmark of being beautiful. None could deny that by being pretty, there will be a lot of benefit offered, be it getting priorities in every aspect or even having a good expression from others. What I can think of differently is going to be more negative impact than the positive one. So the first I would say that actually it sometimes influence people.
Mm, it's actually human nature to follow the big flow of how majority works or what majority pursues. So under that kind of circle intents, propaganda is always the best way for people to spread the ideas or those kind of idealism actually. So in the sense that what we can overhear, beauty propaganda sometimes they are blowing off or they are actually let's say you can be slimmer in amounts, which is impossible with their product. At some point, it's actually like spreading fake news.
Oh, so there are a balanced pros and cons, and at the end, we must have the negative and positive feedback. It depends on how we see and how we face it. So actually, beauty is a description of a property or a characteristic of person. So beauty either classified as the aesthetic, culture, sociology, and social psychology. So some of people talk a woman to define beautiful. Some of them maybe have their perspective to define beautiful. To have a long leg, fair skin, and being fit is defined beautiful. So it's depend on how they think it. So maybe you guys have a different or want to share what are the concept beauty?
When considered in the most basic form, the concept of beauty is actually fascinating. Beauty touches all our senses and is produced deep in our hearts. Beauty itself is a kind of happiness. Its ideology can improve the quality of our life. However, our attention to this aspect of life may become a disease in metaphor and medicine. Although this statement is true among men and women all over the world, I can only represent my own population, the young girls in modern American society. We are one of the most insecure people in the world. As we all know, girls today feel that society urgently needs to find their own way in a certain way. But this determined way has never been clearly defined and will continue to change. The contradictions and unrealistic concepts of beauty have caused a whole generation of girls to incredibly distort their self-perceptions, inevitably leading to customs as common as makeup habits and eating disorder.
Well, beauty propaganda is hammered into our sight every day on a conscious and subconscious level. A very direct form of beauty propaganda is the one we actually seek and share on the internet. World Wide Web is a whirlwind of conflicting perception of beauty. They use the internet to motivate one another to maintain a healthy weight and refuse to be associated with the community.
Okay, thank you. So in conclude, we don't have a specific beauty concept, right? And the beauty propaganda is a nothing. So I think some of the beauty propaganda may be offended to the certain people, and some of thought that the propaganda is negative messages persuade and shape our impression of perfection. So why they still trying to use the beauty propaganda to sell or to buy the product?
I think because it is one of the strategy to get more income, and it is also to promote the product to become the well-known product, and to control their concept of appearance in physical, mental, and psychology. And the last one, it is because beauty products are considered the basic or the essential to our daily life.
So every business has their own target, their own goals, and their own motto. I believe so do you. So since you started your company in beauty industry, the propaganda is the big trend. And what is your perspective or considerations to corporate advanced perspective on trends and how it's influencing your business?
Um, Our consumer base is influenced by our brand, and our brand drives customer perception. As a small business owner, influencing customers' perception of our company in a positive way usually leads to more sales. I can use a variety of methods to influence brand recognition. Social media is available and relatively inexpensive marketing tool that, if properly managed, can bring considerable returns. It is important not to distract yourself with marketing on every social media platform you can find. Instead, check which platform will provide the best service for our business.
Thank you for the explanation. It seems like you agree with the beauty propaganda, right? So I hope it gives benefit to your company. So all has know that the beauty industry is a big industry in the world. So beauty has evolved the fashion, skincare, and cosmetics. Everyone has applied it in their daily life. So in Malaysia, we have 65 companies uh, in the beauty industry. That's amazing, and I'm pretty sure it will become more larger in the future. So other than giving a promotion and advertisement, do you think propaganda is the priority in the beauty industry?
In my opinion, yes, it is. Beauty advertising is a kind of publicity which ultimately reflects our view of ourselves. The beauty industry aim through advertisement is to make women feel as if they need to buy beauty products. Beauty propaganda can influence more women to purchase their product. This can impact the beauty industry to gain more profit and gain popularity in public.
Oh, I see. It is not a priority but a must trend to spread the propaganda. It's also the propaganda also use the media and the internet, right? So internet has been a larger network to the world. Actually, there are many ways to promote their organization or product, such as paper-based thing. But this method has been forgotten. So the curious is in the era of digitalization and the 4.0 industry, it is still relevant to use paper-based propaganda.
Um, I think you must know that the paper-based propaganda has been famous before. Business card, pamphlet, and messages it still remain functional to the beauty organization because it is convenience exchange information. It also provide the sense of the security to their own organization because it is convenience exchange information. Every organization do have their own digital and contact um, but the business card or paper-based is still remain nothing to do with the 4.0 era. The e-contact propaganda online isn't the new thing anymore. The paper-based propaganda is still remain functional not even in beauty industry, but in all of the industry like business, art, music, and so on. It is still relevant to be used in the digitalization era. Thank you. That's all for me.
Uh, for me, nowadays, I actually notice, I think not only me, some people opting for airdropping at the digital advertisement via online platform in order to reduce paper usage. And it's for interesting. I do agree with the paper-based propaganda remain functional. Yet I was wondering if there a different paradigm, as we know 4.0 the industry is a provided smart product. digital advertisements, and approaching devices. The paper-based propaganda also sharply decreased. As example, the most famous cosmetic, which like Fenty Beauty by Rihanna, also use digital platforms such as YouTube to promote her product. We live in the internet and device accessibility. So for me, it gives more easiness us to change our information.
Thank you for the amazing explanation just now. So even we live in the technology doesn't mean we don't use the paper-based propaganda, right? So our expert has explained that use of the internet but still remain the paper-based propaganda. Internet usage, such as media and television, it help the industry to spread their propaganda become larger. So lately, the article has been published about how the internet has changed our way of thinking. The publisher wrote that the brain exchanger come in several varieties, either in hardware or software. So, but that's not my point. Actually, what attracted my attention is about their complex external software, including the internet. It shows a tendency to the communication and reaction, or let's say is sociable. So I think it helped a lot in the beauty industry. So, and do you consider the internet as a media to amplify and promote the beauty propaganda?
Yes, because nowadays everybody use a media in their daily life, so it can give a factor to influence people. With the assistance of the media, people will be more believe with the feedback to the consideration of the beauty. This is because in media we can share our thought and advantage in the beauty industry. Other than that, in recent years, every people use desktop computers less often and more often with laptops and mobile phone. Research shows that smartphones are equipped with new applications and offering new types of information. Next, social media portals are some stage of promoting propaganda. This is show that the internet as a media to promote beauty propaganda is very important nowadays because of our technology.
Oh, for your information too, the average of Malaysian using social media is 3 hours per day. So, and Malaysia is at the top 5 highest ranking in using Idagang application or the shopping online. So it is mean the beauty industry is succeed to influencing people on social media. So as we know, the propaganda has started a long time ago. Maybe some of us wonder about how this they are spread their beauty propaganda, the perspective of appearance and fashion and so on. Like nowadays, we can see a lot of advertisement along the highways and so on. Can you explain more about the difference between the past and the present?
Contrary to the form of advertising seen today, in the 1950s, many advertisements were marketing products that had women gain weight. The ideal figure of woman is the popular hourglass shape. In other, word, in other words, the curve is inside. Models such as Elizabeth Taylor, Marilyn Monroe are the embodiment of this ideal female look or woman should strive for. The best beauty advertisement that we choose to analyze below were found on Modern Machines, a blog that records magazine advertisement dating back to the 1920s. This advertisement was published in the November 1959 issue of Whisper. The product on the market is vitamin Vitatone, which is supplement that claims to stimulate appetite and can help women gain weight. That's my opinion on the best beauty product. Maybe one of you want to give opinion on the present beauty product, beauty propaganda. I'm sorry.
Yes, about 70 years later, the idea of media has undergone a 180-degree change to beautify the unrealistic ultra thin supermodel. Beauty is subjective, but the unique image of model zero saturates the media, which induce young girls and women to believe that this is what they should look like. Nowadays, fashion and beauty advertisement have become a form of publicity, endlessly illustrating a kind of physical perfection fantasy, putting a tremendous pressure on people to make them look thin and spry. The destructive information has infiltrated the media, repeatedly exposing, impressing young girls and women to shocking notion of beauty that do not exist outside the magazine. Emphasize on unattainable aesthetic ideals often leads to extreme measure to achieve the desired appearance. That's all.
So the beauty propaganda has changed a lot. So the transformation propaganda is not only in the purpose to attract women, but to attract a man too. So nowadays it's become a trend for a man in Malaysia to put an effort to adopt skincare for their own benefit. They pamper themselves by investing in the variety grooming treatment. It is evident that the spa center, facials, clinics, magazine, and beauty salons has also targeted men who are eager to maintain the presentable image and willingness to spend their time and their money on it. This trend has started when David Beckham, the English soccer player, has made a confession about the obsession of skincare and cosmetics. So it is as well as increasing number of men in purchasing beauty products. So Mr. Shadi Amza, as a man, can you tell me why men still also approach to the beauty propaganda?
It is not as if men can be considered beautiful, because they also want to look attractive and also wanted to know what kind of product that's suitable for them. I mean, all women must want to have a good looking man by their side, right? So as a man, I think it's necessary for a man to become attractive. So I think maybe that's the reason why some men want starting to approach to the beauty propaganda.
Yes, I see. So after hearing all the panelists' opinions and information just now, I just realized that propaganda gave a really big impact to the woman nor man. So the propaganda really gave a big advantages and opportunities. Since we have discussed about a lot of unique ways to do beauty propaganda, it is a ugly truth that we have to know there are more risks. So do you want to share about what are some risks of the beauty propaganda that we should aware of?
For me, we should be aware with our mindset of lower self-esteem that can increase depression. Other than that, we must be aware with not to push ourselves with what beauty standard shown and do not expect much about the excellent feedback about the product. For the health, about the skin, we can get skin cancer, while about the dieting, we can lose weight and a body mass index that is BMI will not normal. We also will face the risk of kidney disease by taking an overload supplement that contain mineral that can hurt us. This is because too much vitamin C or zinc could cause nausea and a stomach cramp.
Okay, thank you for the information. So according to the Hara Metro News on 19 October 2020, there was a woman who went to the beauty center for a treatment to stay beautiful and fit. But at the end, she has found that. So I have seen the social media too. Some of my close friends has expressed their feeling and their insecurities and they are depressed about the judgmental society and their beauty appearance. So it take a big risk, and most of female take the beauty standard seriously. So what are the things that you can take to overcome this kind of issue? Yes, maybe you have some opinion.
Right. Um, there are even cases, in my opinion, there are even cases like cosmetic treatment, cosmetic surgery, or plastic surgery that actually taking the benefits from the beauty propaganda as well, because there are a lot of people going to do plastic surgery even though they know the risk. They just want to meeting up the beauty standard. So one of the ways that I think we can stop the spreading of the negative propaganda is by making sure the public or the consumers read the ingredients first before you use it or share it with the others, even though it is being promoted by beauty consultants. Next, the advice and the consultations from certified pharmacists and doctor would be a wide choice for you in terms of selection of products. Otherwise, to make sure whether the products are verified by Ministry of Health or not. That's all for me.
For me, it is very good to hear that having this kind of ideas regarding this matter. However, I disagree with that. With beauty propaganda, influencers can gain people attention through Instagram or YouTube. Manufacturers making review about the product or by employing celebrities to make a product sound fancy. It will also give benefits or opportunities to people who are having the intention to gain significant amount of profit. What I am trying to clarify here is, for instance, in terms of context in YouTube, people who can get more than 1,000 views and subscribers will get payment. So it will gain more money among people and influencers in Malaysia. My conclusion is not all the beauty propaganda will give us a negative impact.
Yes, I agree. It means there has a pros and cons, like I said before. So the last question it is, when people think about propaganda, often is think about the product focus are top of mind. Propaganda such as advertisement and is a promotion of a product and a good service, but still have some of people talk about negative pursuits and give a bad conversations, having anxiety and lower self-esteem. The organization maybe have their own purpose. I know live in the judgmental is not be easy. Uh, so the aspect, do you have some word uh, or do you think it will bring happiness to the society? Sorry, who are approach the beauty propaganda?
I have read some article from Teen Ing about this before. So my thought that they create their terms and condition to just say to be happy. Some of them has aimed to have the white skin, long leg, thin is a happiness to them. Some of them also have the different of concept to be happy. So for me, it is depend on their own self.
Okay. But for me, first of all, they may always pay attention to the beauty advertisement such as cosmetic and product. Example, she know that by purchasing the product such as lipstick can give a less money. But the most important is the entertainment is the real happiness. The pleasure that has been suggested by the advertisement is the use of the lipstick. Once she apply the lipstick, she will become prettier and happier in experiencing the pleasure of the lipstick offer. All type of propaganda within the beauty industry is a happy object when they use it. Therefore, in my point of view, propaganda gives the happiness to who approach the beauty.
Of course, become beautiful is a happiness. Actually, we are at the end of the discussion. Hopefully, it will give beneficial to all of our viewers. Thank you once again to the experts who willingness to spend their time, and thank you for our viewers to spending their time to watch our virtual discussion. Thank you once again.